What's up, folks? It's your buddy Fatalroadie. Tonight we're going to be doing the Raw recap. We started off with the coach introducing Triple H, Stephanie McMahon, Kurt Angle, and Ronda Rousey for a face-off. Apparently the WWE Universe has questions. So do I. Like, why are we wasting time? After about 15 minutes of a bunch of "my dick is bigger than yours," they pose for a photo op, and then Triple H hits Kurt Angle with a microphone. Ronda Rousey chokes Triple H, and then Stephanie McMahon puts Ronda Rousey through a table. This here was a big waste of time. I know they're trying to build the story up, but it really didn't do that. It just got boring real fast. Which brings us to our first match, Bayley versus Sonya Deville.
What?
Fuck. Now, of course, I don't have anything to throw right now, otherwise I'd be chucking it through the window. Long story short, Bayley won. Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville jump Bayley. Then Sasha Banks comes in for the save. Then Bayley and Sasha Banks start to fight. Then Sonya Deville and Mandy Rose come in and beat them down. We then have an extensive recap of Asuka and her career. And then we have Finn Balor and Seth Rollins. The Miz is at the announcer's table, and he just became a father earlier last week. Balor and Rollins had a really good match. Halfway through, they split-screened a promo for Shinsuke Nakamura and AJ Styles.
Bruh.
Like, what the fuck? I mean, it just totally took everything out of the match. When they brought the match back to the main screen, they let this match go for a really good long time. After an awesome flurry of action, near falls, and false finishers, Seth Rollins got the curb stomp on Finn Balor for the win. This was actually a really good match. This is a good ending to the first hour of Raw. From here on out, we pretty much go downhill.
What the fuck?
We then have another recap of what happened at the beginning of the first hour, and then another recap with Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns. Then we got the Bar coming out, and they say they don't care about who Braun Strowman's partner is going to be. Then Braun Strowman comes out, and he says that he has a partner, and that partner wants a match with somebody from the Bar. They say okay, so Braun Strowman starts to walk back and says that his partner is a lot like him, just a little different. So he walks into the back. Braun Strowman's music hits again. Strowman comes out wearing a shirt, says he's his twin brother, Braun Strowman. Playing on the whole brains and brawn angle, I guess. So anyways, Braun Strowman comes in, gets into a fight with the Bar. Anyways, Braun Strowman stands tall at the end of this. We then have Matt Hardy versus Goldust. This is basically a glorified squash match. Matt Hardy won. Then John Cena comes out. He wants an answer from The Undertaker. There's nothing. He then says that he's going to be going to WrestleMania as a fan then. He then leads the crowd in a chant for The Undertaker, trying to get him to come out. He doesn't come out. Cena then goes back into running down The Undertaker and says that he may have left his hat in the ring, but he left his balls at home. He then leaves the ring and goes up the ramp. We then have Elias in the ring. He's playing a song, running down the crowd as always, wasting time. He's interrupted by Heath Slater, which is our next match, another glorified squash match. Elias wins this one. Backstage, Braun Strowman is approached by Kurt Hawkins, who wants to be Braun Strowman's tag partner, and Strowman's answer is to put Hawkins through the wall. We then have an interview with Nia Jax. I will say this, the guy with his finger on the dump button had his game on point, especially when Nia Jax said shit. In the interview, Nia Jax says she's going to squash Alexa Bliss like a bug. We then have Alexa Bliss and Mickie James versus Dana Brooke and Asuka. This was actually kind of decent match. Alexa Bliss and Mickie James were beaten down on Dana Brooke for most of the match. Then Brooke finally got Asuka tagged in. She cleans house. She gets Mickie James into the Asuka lock and she taps out. Alexa Bliss gets into the ring and beats down on Asuka. Then Nia Jax comes running down the ramp. Alexa Bliss bails out and Mickie James gets beat down. Then Paul Heyman and Brock Lesnar come out. There's a whole bunch of mid-carders standing at the top of the ramp to be a barrier. Paul Heyman runs down Roman Reigns. He says that Roman Reigns is Brock Lesnar's bitch. Then Roman Reigns comes out. The mid-carders all stand in his way. Roman Reigns tells him, "You're going to be protecting this bastard," and then everybody parts out of the way. Roman Reigns gets into the ring, squares up against Brock Lesnar. Lesnar gets out of the ring, comes back with a chair. They get into it. Roman Reigns gives Brock Lesnar 5 Superman punches. As Roman Reigns stood tall over Brock Lesnar, holding up the Universal title, Brock Lesnar gets up and gives the F5 to Roman Reigns. Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman go up the ramp, and we close on this episode of Raw. For a go-home show for WrestleMania, the biggest show of the year for WWE, this one sucked. Oh my fucking god, it sucked. Out of everything that happened tonight, the only good things that happened was the Finn Balor Seth Rollins match, and I'll even give The Miz credit. He was good on the announcer's table, and I'm not a big fan of The Miz, but that match, with everything going in the ring, and everything was going on commentary, that was a good match. And the women's tag team match was pretty good too. There really wasn't much in the way of story, and if you've been watching my recaps, you know how I am about tag teams that just get thrown together. But this one was actually pretty good. And in the end, it did help along the story of Nia Jax and Alexa Bliss. Everything else just sucked. But that'll do it for this episode of Raw Recap. I'll be back tomorrow for the SmackDown review. Leave a comment down below if you saw tonight's Raw or what you thought of this video. If you liked it, please give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to share and subscribe. I've been Fatalroadie. You've been awesome. Thank you very much for watching. And remember, if it's too loud, you're too old. See ya.